Hello, I am just by Ainsley Park Leisure Centre, and today I'm starting a new series of videos. We're going to visit all the former railway stations in Edinburgh that are either completely gone or there's some remnants of. So regardless of their condition, we're going to try and visit all of them in some way. Uh, so I'm going to do 5 today. Now, I have sat and worked out how I'm going to do this and what order I'm going to do them in, and I'm pretty much just making it up as I go along. But today I'm doing 5, as I said. So 4 of the ones I'm doing are all in the same branch line, and then the 5th one is on a different branch line, but it is connected to one of the stations, which I'll make obvious when I get there. Okay, right. That being said, let's make a start. Station number 1, then, which was just over here, and this was East Pilton station. So I'm going to see what there is left. There isn't an awful lot, but I've got some photos we can try and match up as well, so it's kind of good. So let's go and get started. Right, so first start, there is some structure here, which could possibly be remnants of one of the old platforms that was here. If I zoom in, I mean, you can see it. So the brickwork there, that is possibly part of the old platform. I'm not going to say it is definitely, because I don't know. But the platform was there, so it's a pretty good indication. It's a bit muddy around here today. As you can see, there's lots of debris, etc., lying around. Right, I'll come up this way on to what was the trackbed, and we'll go from there. As I say, I've got some photos, one of which definitely I can match up. Okay, so this was a 2-platform station, and unlike the other ones we're visiting today, this one was set up by the London, Midland and Scottish Railway, which doesn't narrow it down at all, does it? So we've got some of these wooden posts sticking out. They are possibly a relic of the platform, and there's a couple of them. There's another one just there. Yeah, so there's possibly a bit of platform there, but not an awful lot else. The bridge, this was at the end of the platform. Okay, I'm going to go up these stairs because I've got a photo from the top of these stairs, so we'll go and match that up. Now, I don't know if these stairs are the original or they've been redone. They'll probably be redone. Let's go up a minute. Right, so I'm at the top of the stairs and I've crossed the road. So roughly where the spin is, I will put the picture over the top. You can see, I think that is where this ticket office was, with the steps leading down. I'm not 100% certain of that, but I think it's there. Okay, and then just this side of the bridge, right here, there is a gap, which I think was the entrance to the other platform. It certainly would tally up with what's logical. We'll go across the road in a minute once it's safe to do so, and we will have a quick look. Let's just go for it. So yeah, I think there were steps down to the other platform on this side, quite possibly. Right, we head back down into the station. So as I was saying, this was East Pilton. Now, this opened on the 1st of December 1934. Then in November 38, it was renamed East Pilton Halt, and it closed on the 30th of April 1962. Okay, right, that's the first one done. And we are heading this way to station number 2, which is Granton Road. Yes, as I'm walking towards Granton Road, as I mentioned in the opening, there are a lot of these stations that are not on cycle paths, like these first 4, so they're going to be quite tricky to get to. Some are on active lines, but you can get pretty close to them. I have checked them all out before I started this. There's like a bridge nearby you can go and stand on. So it won't be standing where the platform was, only quite a few of them, but we'll get as close as we can. It will take me a while to do this. It's not going to be one a week, if you say that. But yeah, we'll get there. Okay, we're on Boswell Drive, so the next bridge should be Granton Road, I think. Right, we're just pulling up to Granton Road station here. It is just the other side of the bridge. But before we do that, we're going to go up the stairs to the road level, because there is evidence of where the entrances used to be. So we're going to check that out, and we'll come back down and we'll scope out the platforms, etc, etc. Okay, so this brings us out by Patch's Pet Supplies. If you look directly opposite, that was an entrance to the train station. Right, if I get across the road safely, we'll have a quick look. Yeah, it's staring you plainly in the face. You can't really miss that. There's another one just past the bus stop. So there's a second one just here. This one you can actually see over the top of. So the platform would have been down there, which was where we're heading next. So Granton Road Station was opened by Caledonia Railway. Ooh, echo. The 1st of August 1879, and it closed in. It's very good daylight, so I can see my notes. It closed on 30th of April 1962. Okay, let's see. There's actually some pretty good remnants here, but you can just make out a platform there running along. It's got covered in ivy. I'm not going to go down because that is incredibly muddy and boggy. But yeah, you can see the platform running along there. And then on this side, this pathway that's running up to the corner, that actually runs up, and it still does. You can still see it running up here. Runs up to the corner by the bus stop. It does stop before it gets to the end, but yeah, it was running up to the entrance / exit once upon a time. Right, there's a better indication there. You can definitely make out the platform there, the platform edge. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, and so this slope down here, I've got a few photos of this station, which if I come over this way, is showing some other entrances / exits, of which you can still see remnants of. And actually, it hadn't really occurred to me, this pathway here could very well have been one of them. There's a platform still there. It's kind of just slightly off, but it's kind of there. And then over this side, it's kind of hard to see in the video, but this does slope up here. And there is a bit of fencing that's been put in at some point. Just up there, I'll zoom in. There you go. So that's looking like the other entrance / exit. Well, I'm not sure where it would have come out at. Well, it would have come out on this road. I'm going to go up here actually and have a look on this bridge. Right, from over this side though, you can distinctly see this slope coming down through there. It's a lot more obvious from over here. Right, let's go and see if I can see what used to be the entrance from up on this road. So this is Wardy Road. Oh, there is a little bit of a gap. I'm thinking it's probably now somebody's garden though. It looks a bit like that. Yeah, this gap here, I would hazard a guess, because it's not actually in their garden, it's just a gap. I would hazard a guess that was, you can't see anything, but that was the pathway down. Oh, there you go. I found a bit that I didn't even know about. Okay, back down to the track bed, and we're going to walk along to Newhaven station. So actually having walked back down, so this bit here, this slope, is actually more likely where the path would have been. I'm not sure how that would have worked out at the top though, because that is where the gap is. But never mind, because the platform would have been sort of over there, so it sort of ties in better. But yeah, anyway, right, next station. Now I can't remember what I said at the beginning of this video, but in case I didn't say it, there are some stations I've already done. For example, if they've got a red flag, or if I think they're particularly interesting. One of these stations is down there. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that one again, but some of the others I will be revisiting, more focused on the train aspect of it rather than anything else that I was talking about when I was there. I'm just approaching Victoria Park. I'm actually going to get off the path here and we'll check out the station remnants from street level first, and then we'll come back down and check out the rest. Okay, so right next to Trinity High School we have the Newhaven station, which, as you can see, still here. Quite possibly renovated, but here it is. And so the path I was on, I'm going to run underneath this bridge, but we will head back that way. We'll have a look and see what we can see while we're here. Probably not an awful lot. Can we see anything over this wall? You can just make out down there, that is the platform. I believe this was offices. It certainly looks that way anyway. I've got signs saying desks for rent. So you could come work here if you wanted to. And newhavenstation.com. There you go. Look, Jerry. Okay. Yeah, well, that's all we can see from up here. So we'll head back down and we'll look at the actual station. And there'll be no dogs barking. Okay. Right, back round onto the branch line I was on. Fantastic. So there's our bridge just ahead. And you can just sort of make out the yellow building on top where we just were. So Newhaven station was another Caledonia run station, and just like Granton Road, it had the exact same opening and closing, which, just to remind you, was 1st of August 1879 to 30th of April 1962. I got a feeling a lot of these stations are going to have the same close date, probably part of the Dr. Beeching report and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, well, we got a fantastic platform down there to look at the very least. So this actually started off as a 2-platform station and it became a 4-platform station. So we've got 1 platform there, and then there would have been 2, 3 and 4. So you can actually just sort of make out. So this is where 1 track would have gone, and we'll just slip over this mud. We've got a couple of sleepers, remnants of the days gone by. The other track would have been through here. Right, let's go to the platform. And in fact, we're going to go on the platform because we can. Why not? And we'll see what else we can see. And again, I just see a rat just run across there. Yeah, again, I've got some photos we can try and match up as well. Yeah, there's a rat just in there. Can you see him? He's gone. He's hiding. There's a rat in there somewhere. Right, up to the platform. So we got remnants of something. Ticket office, ticket booth. Seen better days. And quite possibly, well, obviously would have come through the building, so there would be steps down somewhere up here. Newhaven station, actually on Craighill Road. In fact, there you go, you can see the end of the middle platforms there, or what's left of them. I'll come along this way. Just be very ginger, I don't want to step off the edge. Now, a lot of that platform's actually been removed, and it goes up to here, but it would have continued considerable bit further. Looking back, actually, we've got some clues there. There's some gates there and some gates there, so that would have been the access down to the platforms. So not up in that corner like I just said. they would have come out of there. Maybe the steps would have not snaked around, maybe, but yeah, that's obviously where you came in. Okay, well, that's Newhaven station. We'll continue this way, see if there's anything at the end of the platform. Right, well, I've walked along as much of the platform as I'm going to, but it does continue. I'll see if we can see where that tails off. Okay, well, that's a pretty long platform. If I go back here, you can see it runs all the way along here, and it just snakes off just there by the looks of it. That is one long platform. Yeah, it snakes off just there. Right, if we come up here, we'll be able to see the end. Hopefully there's no more rats. There we go, there's the end of the platform. That is one beast. Right, to the next station then. A heads up, there is absolutely no remnants at the next station whatsoever. But as I said before, we still got to go there, so we're going to go there. Right, just coming up to North Fort Street Bridge, and you can just see in the distance we're coming up to the end of the cycle path, so we're nearly at what would have been the terminus train station. But when we reach the end of this path, I'm not sure what route it took. Well, even from here, to be honest, from here to where the station was. That's interesting. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential lines here. Okay. Well, I'm guessing that it came this way then. Maybe these were sidings, I guess. Yeah, I think it's probably sidings, or maybe a freight depot or something like that at this bit. I'm sure somebody will correct me on that one. Okay. Well, here's the end of the cycle path, and you can see in the distance, let me zoom in on that road sign. It's even beyond that is where we're heading for the next train station, so I'm not sure where the path went from here. Right, so I'm at Portland Street, and that there is where the train station used to be. To give you some idea, locals will know this already, but that road there just takes you to Ocean Terminal. Right, so I'm going to cross the road and we'll have a look over there. I know there isn't nothing to see, but I'm going to go over anyway. Now, I don't know which way round the station was, the orientation of it. I'm thinking that because the track I just walked along is over there, that they're going to come in this way. But yeah, this was the terminus building. Right, let's cross the road. Right, here we are. So as I said, I'm not entirely sure, well, because there's no remnants whatsoever, I'm not entirely sure where specific things were. So there's not really an awful lot I can tell you. We'll go to this massive anchor though, and I'll tell you what I do know. So let's spin around. That's better. Right, so this was the site of Leith North Railway Station, run by Caledonia Railway, like the others, and like the others, opened on 1st of August 1879. Now, with this station, when it opened, it was simply known as Leith. Then on the 1st of August 1903, it changed its name to North Leith, which is a fact that's going to come up later, so remember that. And then on the 7th of April 1952, they changed it from North Leith to Leith North. I don't know why. Crazy. Yeah. Anyway, 30th of April 1962, that date again, it closed. Yeah. So as I say, absolutely no remnants at all. Right, if I spin around this way, I'm going to continue walking down here. I'm going to the next station, which was on a different branch, but it was also called North Leith. So there was 2 North Leith stations for a while, even though the one that was here changed its name. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, let's go to the other North Leith train station, which is pretty good. I've been past it a few times. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's brilliant. Okay, we reached this building here, Leith Citadel Railway Station. Yes, I know what you're saying. I did call it North Leith a minute ago, and I will run through the timeline of that in a second. But we're just going to have a quick look around the back. When we get to the front, oh wow, there's an amazing mural here. We're getting a bonus thing here. So this is a youth centre now. Also, you can't go inside, but we can certainly have a look over the gate. Helen Sharman, interesting choice. And obviously, this part of the building at the back has been added. This is looking pretty original. Right, we go around the front, and then we'll fill in the gaps. Yeah, when I do go around the front, if like me, when I found out that this used to be a train station, when you look at it, it's really obvious. But if you don't know, yeah, if that makes sense, once you see it, you can't not see it. Okay, around this way. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty train station-y, if that's the right word. If we come right round to the front where the entrance was, it's really obvious that this was a train station. Like I say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And how I never noticed it before, I don't know. Look at that. That's a train station. 100%. Okay, I need to get a bit further away so we can get the shot. Okay, I don't particularly want to stand in the road and do this. I might actually go across the road and zoom in a bit, I think. Okay, there we go. That's a much better shot. And hopefully the traffic will allow me to keep talking. I will certainly do my best. So, we'll do this chronologically, I think. So, this station opened first as North Leith in 10th of May 1846. Then the station that's up there that we can't see anything of, that opened in 1879 as Leith. Then in 1903, the other station that we can't see changed its name to North Leith. So 1903 onwards, there were two stations called North Leith. I think 1947, this station opposite me closed to passengers. 16th of June 1947 to be specific. So it just became a freight only station. And then where were we? 1952, station up there that got renamed Leith North, and this one got renamed Leith Citadel. So why they renamed them both, I don't know, but they did. I know why this one's called Leith Citadel, because just over here, behind this building, there was a citadel, which makes sense. That's something for another video, though. So where are we? Yeah, 1962, then station up there shut, and then back to here. 1968, this closed to freight. Yeah, so this is a B-listed building, and as you can tell, I absolutely love this building. I think it's fantastic. So it closed to passengers in 1947. So from 1950-ish to 1980-ish, there was actually a pub inside here called the Steamboat Tavern. It was listed as the Steamboat Inn online, but I'm looking for photos of it. I found a photo and it clearly says Steamboat Tavern above. Well, it's just above here actually. I'll put the picture over the top so you can see. Yeah, so there was a pub here for a while as well, even after the closed it for freight. It's pretty interesting stuff. Right, okay. Yeah, that'll do it for this one. So that's the first 5 stations done, including, I have to say, one of my favourites. But yeah, plenty to go. I don't know when I'm going to do the next one, but I'll try. Okay, bye.